Hi, Jewish moms. It's really good to be back with you after such a long break. So I just wanted to talk about today about getting back to routine, and I think probably all of us pretty much are happy to get back to routine after the Chagim were wonderful and but also a lot of work, and I think it's good for all of us to get back to regular life. But I want to talk a little bit about the hardships also of coming back to routine. I want to tell you about something that my teacher, Rabbi Niven, calls the law of transitions. So the law of transitions, basically, it applies anytime you're going through a big transition during the year or in your life. So let's say a person just made a simcha, just made a wedding or just made a bar bat mitzvah. So the period after that, the few days after that, is like a transition period. Or right now we've just been through the Chagim. We've just been through this whole really intense period of Tishrei, and going through all the Chagim, and the cooking and the cleaning and the serving and having all the kids home. Very intense period. So now we're in the post Chagim period, and that's a big transition. Also, after Pesach, recovering from Pesach. It's a big transition. So what does Rabbi Niven say? He says, when you're going through a transition period, sort of overcoming, getting over, recovering from a big event, then it's important to do so gently and lovingly. So just for now, in my life, there's so many things, and I assume also in your lives too, that so many things that since basically Rosh Hashanah or definitely Yom Kippur, things that I wanted to take care of, but then when I tried to call to take care of them, important, pressing, even urgent things, then when I would call, then the person I reached would say, well, this isn't going to happen until Acharei Chagim, after the Chagim. It's something that definitely exists in Israel, this concept of basically the country shuts down pretty much between Yom Kippur and Sukkot, and so now I have a very large to-do list of very, very important, weighty things that are waiting to be done, all these things that have been put off until today, which is Sunday, the day after the Chagim, and so I could get very, very stressed out about that, and on top of that, I personally, for the last about 9 or 10 days ago, my internet shut down. So of course, when I called the internet company to speak with them, they said, well, we need to send a technician. However, we can only send after the Chagim. So it means for the past 9 or 10 days, I have not had internet access. It means I have a lot of emails waiting for me, and people who are wondering why I did not respond to their email and why I suddenly fell off planet Earth, and people who are used to corresponding with me by email. So I have a lot of emails waiting for me to respond, and also on top of that, there's a wonderful sound outside of pouring rain. Winter has started. So the day that Acharei Chagim, that after the Chagim started, it's also the start of Israeli winter, meaning that I need to get out I need to find all my kids' boots, rain boots and winter coats and sweaters, and I realized this morning that my 2-year-old does not own any socks, so he's wearing on the first day of winter he's wearing sandals with no socks, and I need to take care of that. There's a lot of things on my to-do list this week, but what I need to remember is the law of transitions, is doing these things lovingly and gently. So when you have, all of us I think have very long to-do list right now, it's important just to remember, okay, not to go crazy, not to think you have to do everything in the first day or 2 or even 3. Give yourself every day you're gonna cross however many things off the to-do list, without putting too much pressure on yourself. By the end of this week, hopefully everything is going to be done. You're going to have bought socks for your 2-year-old, you've gone through all your emails and gotten all those urgent and weighty things that had to get done, get them off of your to-do list. It's going to happen, but it's going to happen better, and you're going to be in a much better state if you do it lovingly and gently. Another thing, and I can't say it enough, I think I quote this all the time in these pep talks, but Rabbi Niven talks about the gas tank principle, and I think for a lot of us now, for most of us I think, after having gone, women, Jewish moms, having gone through the Chagim, I think our gas tank, for a lot of us, is quite low. we're feeling tired, run down. It's been a very intense period, and I just want to remind all of us how important it is now to really get some rest and take care of ourselves and a little bit spoil ourselves, because we've been through a lot. Tishrei for a Jewish mom is a huge, it's a huge, it's wonderful, and it's very, uplifting period, and it's amazing. And it's also trying, it's also a challenging time for us. So just to make sure to take care of ourselves and get some rest and get to bed early and rest when you can, and to take some care of yourself, to recover in this transition period from all this period of setting the table and serving the food and clearing the table and washing the dishes and setting the table and serving the food and clearing the table and washing the dishes. And it's been a lot. So reminding all of us Jewish moms to fill up our gas tanks. And I want to bless all of you Jewish moms. It's always a question now, for weeks and weeks we've been blessing. We had something to bless people with. We could bless them with Chag Sameach. We could bless them with Shana Tova. We could bless them with all sorts of things. And now we're sort of after the Chagim. So what do we? So actually, I once heard what you're supposed to say now. What Israelis say, some Israelis say, is Choref Bari, a healthy winter. So I hope that we'll get on to a healthy start of the winter, going through this transition period gently and lovingly and filling up our gas tanks. Okay, Jewish moms, called to Shana Tova.